Realize yourself as being a part of a divine process that is connecting itself by those who are giving. This is Bhakti Yoga. That's deep. So there's no selfishness. You give people, and who you have given to has grown. And when they grow and develop, then they give back to you, and you grow. And it is a reciprocal process, an exchange of positive energy to develop the totality of the community simultaneously. Deep. That's why I have given out incense to people. Because I go to them, and I hand them the incense. And that was what I did for years. Just gave incense. I spent my time and I rolled it up in this divine way and twirled the top on it and created it as a very gift, as a very great giving object for people. And I went and I gave incense out. And you saw that even I only gave that little incense, you could see their countenance change. You could see their mind frame and their attitude change just off of the gift of some incense to them. Because it wasn't just the incense that I was giving to them, but the act of giving had power. First of all, it was radical. Because today to give anything is a radical thing. Giving anything is completely radical today. And you'll see it when you're handing stuff out to people and you're not asking for money. You'll see how radical of an act giving is. So that radical act begins to blast them out of an illusion that says that I am in lack. And that I need millions of dollars to be happy. But when happiness is a giving transaction, y'all don't hear what I'm saying. Happiness is contagious. You can give happiness to others. Is this right? Happiness can be given to others. So you got these people walking around in lack saying, well, when I get $1 million, then I can save the people. When I get $1,000, then I can be happy. When I get $100, then I can have this, I can do this. But then I go as this very humble individual with $5 and take my last $5 and get this incense and just go give it out to people and produce happiness in the lives for others for $5. I have already challenged the essence of the matrix of what you can be happy about and if you can be happy. Y'all don't hear what I'm saying? They worried about their bills, they this, they that, they others. All this shit is made up. It is a made up concern. And they don't know that just the mere kindness on towards others is all the energy that is needed. They want to pay their bills to be accepted. I'm a bill payer. I work here. This is my career. And sometimes they don't receive the acceptance that they want to, and they say, well, I don't know who I am. Because I did all this and I don't feel gratified. I got this job and this career. This doesn't even feel like me. After all that, they are very disappointed with their life. When what they wanted from people, they didn't know that all they had to do was give it. They didn't have to send their life seeking for something that they always had the ability to give. And when they give it in its most simplest level, then they begin to receive it in its most extraordinary level. It's a reality. But they had to go through years of validation and get this type of car and this much money and this type of this and this type of other to get some type of validation. And all they had to do was be kind with what they had. Y'all don't hear me. They didn't teach them that, though. They didn't get a master's degree in that. All they had to do was become kind with the small things that they had, with the little that they had. And out of the act of kindness, the reciprocity to that is infinite abundance. It's infinite abundance. They didn't have to say that everything that I have is nothing and get in debt to get college loans and go and take degrading and dehumanizing positions to get validation from others. All they had to do was become appreciative, and that it was acts of kindness that they were capable of that actually cultivate sincere relationships. Do y'all know what I'm saying? It was acts of kindness that they could have acted out That it's these acts of kindness that cultivate genuine relationships, not money. Because money is not an act of kindness. Different people got different money. If you get on a bus, you trying to get on a bus and get home, you don't have any money. You ask a homeless person for $1. You ask a person who sells streetwise for $1. That dollar that they gave to you in that moment is more than $1 billion someone who would have gave you for as a grant for a non-for-profit organization. That dollar given to you by a homeless person to catch the bus at 3 o'clock in the morning is more valuable than $1 billion. So that means that true wealth and giving has no value. It's all relative. Kindness is invaluable. It has no price on it. It's only perfect timing. It is only becoming the perfect person to give at the perfect time. And becoming that type of person means that you become a recipient of receiving from many who have benefited from your kindness. This is the only real economy of which a community can survive in. You cannot steal from others and be selfish and self-orientated and think that somehow we're going to survive. That's why America is so many trillions of dollars in debt. Because you never had a real economy anyway. Nobody wanted to give anything. That's why when you get a dollar bill, it says that this is just a promise to pay you. So you ain't even got that. You just got a promissory note. So you do work and services, and somebody gave you a promise to pay you. We live in a society where nobody wants to give anything. That's why we have so many people who are homeless and cannot eat. But we throw away more food than any other place in the world. Because this whole place is centered on not giving nothing. They say, well, we spend millions of dollars to jail every prisoner. So each prisoner is worth $1 million a year. I heard something like this. They make a statement like that. And I said, how? What are they eating? How could they live in this, degraded situation, but yet it'd be worth millions of dollars per person? That doesn't make any logical sense. So they mean now they've added value to doing absolutely nothing for somebody. So doing completely nothing from somebody now is valuable. That's deep as hell. Giving somebody the worst food that they can make, the worst room and board, the worst housing, the worst library, the worst clothes, is worth millions of dollars that they can write off of that. What type of society is that? What type of society is that? That doing absolutely nothing for somebody is somehow worth something. Giving somebody completely nothing is the most valuable act that you could participate in as a society. That's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. But that's what this is about over here. You live in a house, it's not even yours. You pay the mortgage on it, you still owing taxes. And a lot of people who buy these houses won't have them in the next 10 years. In the next 15 years. So all of these people have paid. They end up with absolutely nothing. Because you live in a society where giving is hated. It is contested. It is considered waste. It is considered unprofitable to give to others. But the only real profit is when giving is transpiring. The act of giving is transpired among people. Ain't that the only place wealth really exists? Where something is actually being given and transacted among many? But we live in a society where giving is the ultimate evil. You give somebody something, they will sit and ask you for 10 minutes, why have you given me this? if you give them some money, they will take that, and that's just a promise